Got two. They just pulled up right now off of Allen and Hemphill. Who knows why? They're finna burn off right now, watch. They fixing to take off. Their meeting's over. C1103 213. That's that same fucking car. I don't like you motherfuckers. That one right there is the one that kept following me around. That's why he jumped in his car. Loser. So, come over here. I don't know why they came over here. Probably because this guy called them or something. But they run now. That's Central Division trash. Guess they told them don't talk to me no more. Run, run, run when you can. Because I was over here by my crib. I'm over here by my house. I seen them pull up. And when I walked over here, they were just standing around. So, who knows why they came with their lights on like that. But, because that video that I posted about that Central Division cop asleep, he was parked over here. So, they burnt off quick. So, I just seen them, wanted to film what was going on. You see, they don't want to conversate. They want to hurry up and skirt. That's crazy how they just pulled up and took off. Trying to call and tell them, get out of there. Leave. But, isn't that funny? They just burn off. Alright, y'all. I guess that was the end of that little traffic stop. Whatever they showed up for, they didn't do it. But this is my little spot. This is my little spot because you can go to the convenience store, you can get your hair cut, you can get some good papusas, and if you're feeling like it, you can get you some drink. So, let me say what's up to everybody who came. Our guy, what's up, baby? Seen you in a minute. Dub Wubs, what's up? Latin Indian, what's the deal? Blue Skunk, what's up? Dirty D, what's up, baby? Tri-State Audit News, what's the deal? I'll be watching you on YouTube. I like your stuff. Let me see. Melissa, what's up, Melissa? Glad you're doing way better, man. Jason, hey, I seen your video, man. I like what you're doing. Carlos Bali, ¿qué onda? Jeannie, hello. So, thank y'all, everybody, for being here. Let me finish saying what's up to everybody. Dub Wubs. I already said that. Karen M. What's up? Surreal Cam. ¿Qué onda? Miss you, man. Why don't you comment no more? Elizabeth. Sheriff is, yeah, they need to. I've been trying to get them to get body cameras forever. And they open up the search for jail admins. Yep. Barry Frost. Go. XXGOX. I like that. Freedom Fighters. Joe Cool. ¿Qué onda? What's up, baby? Yeah. But yeah, Joe's my boy, man. Went through some things. Ray, ¿qué onda? Camera, Ray, camera. Lloyd, what does that say? Lois H, much love. Appreciate it. Thank you, Carlos. I'm doing it more for us than myself. Because one thing I did realize doing this, nothing I do or be or fight or expose benefits me. It all benefits everyone else. And I had to be okay with that. Austin, I was over there about a week ago because I had this meeting and they were trying to, well, I'm not going to say the whole thing, but just know it entitles making a deal with devils for people to stop being victimized and all that. Yeah. No, but look, I'm hopefully I can get to travel more as like soon as the upcoming weeks, because I'm trying to take care of something to where if I do travel and I don't have a ride or anything, I'll be okay being coming back, going and coming on a bus, stuff like that. I'm trying to take care of all that because right now what I'm struggling with is transportation, but all that's in the works, right? So that's all I'm doing, because I plan to go to San Antonio, I plan to go to Houston, Austin, Lubbock, Laredo. I want to go see Four Corners, meet up with him, go down to the valley, and then start going out of state, going to Oklahoma, New York, Arizona, even especially Arizona, because them people over there be on some bullshit. And then Florida, might go to Cali too, I don't know. Might want to meet up with them guys. I started watching videos in my federal cell, watching them cuss out cops, smoke cigarettes and blow in their faces, talk shit to them. I think his name was Camera Boy Magic or something. So, Dirty D bet. So, Yeah, I heard about Corpus Christi too. Temple, Arizona. Yep. Joe Code, what's up, baby? I just finally realized what your name says. I've been saying Joe Code this whole time, and it says Joe Cox. Cop Watch. Nah, I found that fucking hilarious. This whole time I've been saying Joe Code, but it's Joe Cox. So now that I have a little attention right now that people are watching, as far as like all my court cases, all cases have been dismissed, and we're going to the next step, which everyone knows what it is. And I'm doing it with CJ Grisham. Y'all already know what time it is. So I've tried to handle this as much as I could by myself to try to figure out and everything, but they figured out ways to beat me and stop me. So I found a lawyer that is not trying to hear that bullshit, So everything that I've been struggling with, fighting with for 5-6 years now is worth it. Because at first it was hopeless. It seemed like I wasn't going to get anywhere. But, I mean, like I said, people have been saying things about lawyers and all that. That's cool, whatever. But I know one thing. Even if you do have a lawyer that doesn't, whatever, you should be well aware enough about what's going on with your case and your situations to tell that lawyer, hey, this ain't popping off right. That's not what I wanted to do. This ain't going right. Woo, woo, woo. Because now I figured out if the lawyers don't listen to you, you can file a complaint on them. You can file a complaint on the judge. You can do all that, have them investigated and all that. There's avenues to all that. I just didn't know at first. I didn't know how to investigate my own case, how to find my own innocence and all that. And it's a breath of fresh air now that I don't have to. A lot of times it feels like no one gets it. But then I turn to the internet, and there's all y'all that understand what's going on. Y'all even have some great advice. So just because I don't comment on it and say, hey, thank you, whatever, I do listen, and I do appreciate all the case laws everyone's sent to me, posted on the comments, because I do read them. And that's why I give everybody case laws. Just like I've been figuring out this whole thing, right? And it was weird, like some of the cases they tried throwing at me, because when I look at them and I investigate them, they have nothing to do with what the hell's going on in my cases and my situations. And it's just weird that they try to use anything to make it seem like filming them is such a detriment to them doing their job. Because look, if you can't pay attention to what you're doing, and the fact that someone that you already know personally, you already know me, you already know what I'm gonna do, how can I be distracting you from doing your job when you know all I want to do is make sure that you're not fucking nobody over? You're not violating rights, you're not lying to them about the actual law. That's all I care about. But I still have yet to understand how me standing behind any of these cops is a distraction or a threat. Because even in my trial, when the prosecutor asked the cop, Paul Maris, what was it about Mr. Mata standing behind you that made you so scared? This dude literally told them, I shot 3 people during my time as a police officer. I was one of the officers when there was a police officer who was shot and killed, right, by some guys that were robbing gang rooms. So the guy that ended up shooting and killing the officer died on scene because he was one of the cops that filled him up with bullets. And then he states that 3 days before my trial and coming to testify, he shot a man the male suspect in a domestic violence case. Okay, now the question was, what was it about Mr. Mata that made you fear or felt like you could not do your job? And that question is still unanswered, because all he gave was past things he's done to people. But you know, during these trials, they expose themselves. That's how I found out Pritzker couldn't be on the stand because he had untruthfulness, right? And then the other one, the one they kept from being at my trial, couldn't testify because he already got caught being drunk. He got caught by Carrollton Police Department on a DWI. It's crazy. See, they tell themselves. And that's why it's important when you go to trial, make sure your lawyer asks for any and all discovery pertaining to Brady List violations under the Texas Code of Procedures when you list all Brady violations, which is untruthfulness, false, or what is it? False or something report when they basically lied through your whole police report. It's because they follow fake, false, and something police report. So all these things are what people need to be aware of when you're going through these cases, especially in Texas, right? Because some judges have this thing where the prosecutor tells them, hey, is there a way we can keep them from investigating cases or mentioning constitutional cases in court? And judges do it. They'll keep you from mentioning Houston versus Hill, Turner versus Driver, and then they'll instruct the jury not to look up what case laws we present during court cases. So it's weird because that's how they're not losing qualified immunity in these state cases, right? So that's why I be telling people, man, keep an eye on what's going on around you. Ask for all paperwork. Understand your paperwork. That way, if your case gets whatever, now you can teach the next person. Now you can teach your community. You can start teaching 2-3 people where it turns into a little group thing. And then that group carries on and carries on and carries on. Because like I said, a lot of people lose hope and lose track because they're told this. There's 5,000 people that don't care about what you're doing. But then they don't tell you about the 200 in your neighborhood who know exactly who you are, who start filming the cops, who start asserting their rights because of you. That's what you need to focus on, because those 200 people are multiplying. Because look at my channel, right? My old channel I had was Manuel Mata. That was it. Just my name, Manuel Mata. And what I was doing, I think 2 months, I went from 200 subscribers to 10,000 subscribers. To where I got arrested. They took my phone, and as you can see on the video that I obtained about, Bengal's arrest, where he was fucking with my phone. That's what happened. That's why I can't get into my accounts. I can't get into nothing, because he erased something that I needed to reconnect to my phone. I can't get my old account back. I can't reconnect with my email account or nothing like that. So I had to start another YouTube channel called Manuel Mata Too, Too, because they took that from me, thinking me I was gonna stop, blah blah blah. All I did was started another YouTube channel and just been going since. Now I've been filming Fort Worth Police Department for 6 years. And I've managed to identify bad lieutenants, bad captains, bad watch commanders, bad police chief, where they're able to get assistance from bad prosecutors, bad DAs, bad investigators, bad, Tarrant County, there's a word that they abbreviate, Conviction Integrity Unit, CIU. They have no fucking clue what the fuck is going on because they don't care. So all these things I went through and I had to figure out and identify that led me to the judges that they use. But see, because if you're not careful, you might walk into a courtroom thinking your judge is going to be unbiased and give you a fair trial. But then you look at the judges. My old judge was a scumbag. Judge Gallagher loved cops. Helped 3 of them get away with crimes they committed against people. He tried to help Aaron Dean get away with his, but Aaron Dean got 12 years, right? And then Gallagher lost his election for being trash and a scumbag. So in October, Judge Gallagher will no longer be advising judge in the 213th court. Yeah. And he's the one who arrested me at the Aaron Dean trial because I didn't want to swear in and be a judge because I was asserting my rights, and asked why, under what authority. And then the other judge in CC7, he tried to get it, Eric Starnes or Barnes, whatever his name is. He used to be a police chief of a police department, and he's now a judge. So now I'm in another judge who I know from another place in family court, where he made a video about whiny ass clients, and then him singing, "I'm a cheat, I'm a swindler. Send me your Zell. See? And I know all these people because of my activism. I went to family courts and got kicked out, threatened with arrest. They used me to try to mess up people's cases, and that's how I know that judge. He's a singer, and I'll post the video on YouTube. That way I'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And see, this is what I mean. You can't get a fair and unbiased trial because these dudes don't care about being fair or unbiased, because the money is more important to us. Yeah, that's his name, Cook. David Cook in CCC1. And Eric Starnes or Barnes is in CCC7 in Fort Worth, Tarrant County Criminal Courts. And Judge Gallagher is exiting 213 in Tarrant County in October. So his years of torment and violations are over with, because he was made famous for a shock collar on a defendant's neck. Now, I don't give a shit about the defendant because I don't condone the cases he had. He was getting tried for 6 different cases on hurting kids. And because of Gallagher putting that in his neck and shocking him because he didn't want to answer a question that he had the right to remain silent, that dude not only got to sue Judge Gallagher, but he's not in prison with the 35 years that he got sentenced to because Gallagher helped him get away with it. See, these are the type of judges that we don't need, because once you figure out their little bullshit and you start exposing it, you become their number one enemy. But I'm okay with it. I've been hated my whole fucking life by people like this. And the only thing I've known is to be smarter, gather information, just like they do. The back window. Just like they do. Right? So why they mad? Because I took their playbook, how they entrap people, how they go to get people to turn against you. I did the same thing. So why y'all mad? Why y'all mad? I asked y'all from the beginning, do the right thing. Stop these cops. Do the right thing. Hold them accountable. Do the right thing. We request transparency. Do the right thing. And all I ever got, you're under arrest. You're under arrest. We don't want you here. They don't want you here. You have to leave. You have to leave. That didn't work out for y'all, did it? They didn't get them nowhere. Because I'm still here. I haven't went nowhere. And I'm not going anywhere. And the only thing I did was attach judges, shitty motherfucking prosecutors, and fuck up lawyers. That's all I did. And they helped me do it, thinking they were going to hurt me. No. Because you have to understand one thing. When we're built for this, that means we've been through certain situations that prepared us for this. I used to be a criminal. They're pretending to be. And I say that for a reason, right? Because I used to commit crimes. I used to do messed up things. But I know when I went to the federal system, it broke me. Because I seen things in there that, I don't know. I seen grown men balled up in a corner crying. Stuff like that. And I didn't want that for my life. So I got out, got a job, and I got harassed by the police. They ran me over, planted drugs on me, and lied about the whole thing. So I went to the law library, learned everything that I could, and got a camera and started a YouTube channel. 6 years later, here we are. So, all right. I appreciate everybody for being here. XXGOX, thank you. Yeah. Snake Finger, what's up? Obi-Wan, ¿qué onda? I hope gets what? Attorney Shield? What is that? I actually heard Freeman and Lackluster talk about that. The Attorney Shield, but I never looked into it. All right. Central Indiana. Okay. In the house. I like that, Dirty D. Yeah, that's what I try to, because most of the times in these little things that we got going on, once you reach a certain level of exposure and stuff like that, they'll try doing stuff like that. Like if I never mentioned my criminal history, if I never said I've been to TYC, TDC, and the federal system, that would be the first thing these bootlickers and all these fake ass hating channels do. Oh, you said this. I've said it. I've said it in my first channel. I I gave my crimes. I gave my crimes. I told everybody what I did, how I used to be a certain way. That's how I know how these dudes be. That's how I know how to catch them. That's how I know everything. I've read a bunch of paperwork. I've read a lot of paperwork. So my only thing is I don't do this for me anymore. It stopped being about me when I met Thomas Torlin Kasi like 3 years ago. That's when I was stuck chasing cops around, following them, finding their hiding spots, where they're parked. I'll pull up on them like that. He opened my eyes to the bigger picture. You know, apparently in the TOS, you lose your right to a jury trial with attorney shield. Huh? Oh, I don't know what that is. I got CJ Grisham. Good guy, activism. What's up, baby? Shout out. I'll be on y'all. I'll be on your Facebook and YouTube too. But yeah, where was that thing at? Oh, I left it in the. Oh, let me see. Let me see. Okay, if y'all see my paperwork, I know I don't have a desk or anything to put it in, but look, it's messy or everything. But look, This is all my paperwork right here. All the cases, everything I found out, everything. It's all right here. I got it in separate piles. I just suck at being an organizer, but everything's like basically where I need it to be. It's all in here. All the lies and everything. So that's what I'm saying, man. And all we can do is soak up the knowledge and give it. Because I believe the only stupid people are the ones that gain so much knowledge and don't share it. You're dumb. You're dumb. You took all waste of time to learn all this to do what with it? Sleep on it? So, what's a good court case to argue against resisting arrest? Oh, hold up. I got just the thing for you, Eric. I'm going to show it to you. Because I got charged with resisting arrest. And they took me to trial and they cheated. But I'll show you how they cheated and what the case laws. Hold on. I'm going to go get it right now. Okay. Here we go, Eric. I'll give you some cases you can look up. Because I even went to the appeals. See? Okay, now you said resisting, right? Because, okay. Because this was mine. And this was my appeal. And these are all the cases. See, and they even used mine against me. So if you look up Crabtree versus State, Dobbs versus State, G.E. Gear versus State, Hopper versus State, Moff versus State. And these are the Supreme Court cases. Burks versus United States, Jackson versus Virginia. And this is the Penal Code, Section 38.03. See, oral argument is requested, but they denied me. See, and resisting arrest was charged by way of information. He pleaded not guilty, and the cases proceeded to a jury trial. At the conclusion of the trial, guilty. At the conclusion of the sentencing, the jury returned a verdict of 180 days in the Tarrant County Jail in both cases. Trying to appeal. On appeal, appellant asserted that there is insufficient evidence to support for resisting transportation. The second court point of error and affirmed the judgment is an unpublished opinion. The opinion in the court appeal was issued on December 14th. Appellant did not file a petition for a rehearing. This court granted appellant's request for a extension to file a petition for disciplinary review until Thursday, February. And see, this is, I had to figure out all this shit alone. And this is the question. Was there sufficient evidence to support a conviction for resisting arrest when the appellant stuck his leg out of the patrol car after he was already placed in the car and he committed no physical act against an officer? Because they couldn't say that I stopped them because they had to wait for the yeah, like the phone I have now is trash. They got my good ones. They won't give them back too. Because normally when your case is either dismissed or disposed of, they sign they signed they're supposed to sign for you to get your property back. And what happened to me is I have to get a lawyer to file a motion and an order to return my property. So I've been waiting for a year. My case has been dismissed for a year and they still won't give it back because they're saying I need a lawyer. And I asked CJ to do it, so that's all right, Gio. But yeah, those are the cases you need to look up. See? See, Smith felt appellant apply to the door. See what I'm saying? So I lost. But the good thing about this is them 180 days. Oh, look. Check out the evidence at trial. The officer was working as an off-duty security guard. In court, he said he was on duty, that he's always on duty. And it was crazy because the guy who he told him, he owed him money because he let him borrow it, not because he owed drugs. And he went in there and told on him so he wouldn't have to pay the $20 he owed him for getting cigarettes and stuff like that. And the actual drug dealer was sitting next to this guy, and the cop told him to get out of there. And then it wasn't even an arrest because they let the dude leave. And look, this is what they used. Had a reputation. The appellant has had a reputation of filming police actions with citizens, and Forward PD even had briefings with officers specifically. Let's see. Specifically addressing appellant and his film activities. Had a reputation of he had never threatened officers or been violent. See, it's weird. And this is what y'all have to do. Y'all have to dissect your case like this. See, he said he told me to back away and I refused, which was a lie. And then I said I was moved to the ground. He pulled me to the ground and hurt me. I didn't tell him they were too tight because I was in pain. I told him he hurt my hands throwing me on the ground, that I needed medical. And they already had called them. They were on their way. It's crazy. So yeah, there you go, Eric. Look, this is what they gave us right here. Challenge to the efficiency of the evidence need not be preserved for appellate review at the trial and is not forfeited by the failure to do so. When such a claim is raised on direct appeal, the appealing court always has a duty to address that issue regardless of whether it was raised in the trial court. See? And this is what I don't like. In reviewing the legal event, the court must apply the familiar constitutional standard, viewing the evidence in the most favorable to the verdict, and it must determine if any rational trier of fact would have found each of the essential elements of the offense to have been proven beyond a reasonable doubt. The rigorous due process standard protects a defendant from conviction without sufficient proof of every element of the offense the beyond to satisfy the beyond a reasonable doubt standard. See? But as you can see, they voted no. See? So their decision was this. And he provides security in his cop uniform to his girlfriend who runs the community Crossroad Community Center. And this is what I mean. As a police officer, you were always on duty, right? Yes, sir. But right here it states, officer with the forward to police department testified that on the date in question he was off duty. And here he's told, as a police officer, you are always on duty, right? That's such bullshit. How can you lie and state two things? How is that a fucking statement of fact or truth? See? And what I filmed is him lying on another guy. A backup officer, a non-duty officer arrived. It says multiple people walked past the scene during the investigation, but none of them interfered with the investigation. All I did was film it. It's crazy. Do me a favor for your safety, the safety that they've found a court ruled they're not responsible for. Well, see, all this is what you're gonna need, because if you could get convicted, your next shot is at the appeals court. See, this is what I tell people, man. Once you identify these motherfuckers and see this Jake Smith guy and Stromer, right? In the Kruger video, whenever you hear a cop saying, "Oh, that's Mata, I'm not gonna go over there. He doesn't like me." This is why he got on the stand and fucking lied. So that's what they'll do. They'll team up on you, man. So see, and this is what I don't like. Because I would look. This is the stupid ass shit. Officer said that he had to walk with a purpose to get Mata to stand because he was afraid that Mata would run off. The fuck? And as I said, I am going to resist your illegal and unlawful arrest. But I said that while I was complying. And that's what they used against me to convict me. Because I said I am going to resist your unlawful and illegal arrest. See, this is what they said. I'm resisting your illegal arrest while I was getting arrested and going to the car. This is what they told him. He said I prevented him. How? If you had to wait for the ambulance to show up. He says, by the way, he put himself in that doorway, held the door open with his feet, and obviously having multiple attempts to get him inside the patrol. I wonder if these dudes look at the. Officers said that he had to close the door to contain Mata to lower the threat level to others in the area and to transport him to jail. I don't understand that. And this is what people need to be aware of right here. In our evidentiary sufficiency review, we view all the evidence in the light most favorable to the verdict to determine whether any rational fact finder could have found the crime essential elements beyond a reasonable doubt. The standard gives full play to the fact finder's responsibility to resolve conflicts in the testimony, to weigh the evidence, and to draw reasonable inference from basic facts to ultimate facts. The fact finder alone judges the evidence weight and credibility. We may not reevaluate the evidence weight and credibility and substitute our judgment for the fact finders. Instead, we determine whether the necessary inferences are reasonable based on the evidence accumulated force when viewed in the light most favorable to the verdict. The court conducting a sufficiency review must not engage in a divide and conquer strategy, but must consider the cumulative force of all the evidence. We must presume that the fact finder resolved any conflicting interference in favor of the verdict, and we must defer to that resolution. In his first issue, Mata challenges the sufficiency of the evidence to support his conviction. Specifically, Mata argues that he applied force against the door, not against Officer Smith. Thus, Mata contends that there is no evidence that he directed force in, at, or in opposition to Officer Smith, as explained below. The door was not an impenetrable barrier that precluded Officer Smith from detecting that force. The force that Mata directed at or in opposition to Officer Smith as he attempted to close the door. Texas Penal Code 38.03 says for the officers at blah, whatever. So, yeah. So they played word salad. It is no defense to prosecution under this section that the arrest or search was unlawful. That's crazy. And it says Texas Penal Code emphasis at the Court of Criminal Appeals has defined against in section 38 as in opposition or hostility to, contrary to, directly opposite, in the direction of, and into contact with, or in a direction opposite to the motion or course of. Using force against the police officers or another means violence or physical aggression or immediate threat or an immediate threat thereof in the direction and or unto contact with or in opposition or hostility to a peace officer or another. In Dobbs, the defendant held a gun to his own head and threatened to take his own life. Dobb never pointed or threatened the officers with the gun. He did not use force against the officer, only against himself to prevent the arrest. As such, the Court of Criminal Appeals held that Dobbs' use of force did not constitute resisting arrest because he ultimately did not use force against the officers. That's crazy. So, yep, yeah, that's right, Eddie. Yeah, I know they didn't check no damn body camera. They're lying. All right, audit in Erie County, you damn right. Or you ain't fam. So, yep, that's my little lesson for today. So those are the main cases that you're gonna have to fight against. Because they're gonna use those against you. They're gonna say da 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 this. Yeah. Yep. And I did everything. I tried to do everything, you know. But like I said, man, the judge. Oh well, I'm not gonna say the judge helped them this time because when I went to go turn myself in to start my 100-day sentence, it was suspended. I only did the process. I walked in, got booked, made it upstairs, and in the morning, they woke me up and told me, "You're out of here. Get out of here." So, yeah. So, for everyone, please, please, please do not give in. Do not let them win. Because as soon as you do this and then you get them in court and you're in the right, you actually did do the right thing, they're gonna throw everything at you. They're gonna try to do everything to make you submit, comply, or quit.
Don't. Stand your ground, hold the line, and press on. Go fucking forward. Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Because I promise you, dude, if I would have never found God or religion, I wouldn't be here right now. Just those are facts. Because it got me to the point where this was just fuck this. And I didn't want to fight them like this no more. I didn't want to be the one that is steady saying it's not right, it's not legal, it's not lawful. But then they would have won because I would not be here telling y'all all this. I wouldn't be able to keep exposing these shit motherfuckers, you know? So that's why I've been doing what I'm doing. I've been listening to my lawyer. My lawyer gave me some great advice, and yeah, they're not gonna get away with this shit no more. I just had to wait patiently for what, 5 years? I waited for 5 years for justice, and it came. It came. I got so many cases dismissed, and look, they just gave us their little blueprint on interfering and resisting. This is how they're gonna try to beat us. So we take these cases, dissect them, and find the truth in them because they always misinterpret or misrepresent or word salad laws. You know, and if you're not smart enough, it'll go over your head, and then you're gonna be like, "What the fuck happened?" Because, like I said, I had a shitty lawyer. I had nobody. I started off with court appointed lawyers. I even had Rose Salinas. Her husband used to be the assistant chief of the Fort Worth Police Department office. Was it Assistant Salinas? And she was my court appointed lawyer, and I made her get off of my case and recuse herself because of conflict of interest. You're not going to tell me I'm stupid and why am I trying to fight in corruption with a court appointed lawyer and think you're going to screw me? She was even in my court. She was there trying to be all big and bad. Nah, I'm not trying to hear it. I'm not trying to hear it. That's why I exposed her when she stopped being. I went to her office. Her office was actually auto repair place. And when I was there, I seen a whole bunch of sheriff and police vehicles getting repaired. And then I go back again, like maybe a couple weeks later, because I want to have a meeting with her and talk to her. That place is closed, and it was right by downtown. So come on, man. That's why I said, man, if you're not careful, you'll get ran over, just like I did. That's why I said, if you don't have a good lawyer that's gonna fight this fight with you, you will be run over in court. So that's my final thing I had to say and tell everyone, because I believe if your fight is that, and then just look at this, look at how many cops are on here. Look, all these are bad cops. Look, this whole page, all these pages have cops on it. All these pages have bad cops on them. See? Look. Let's see. Let's get some good ones. Oh, yeah, here. Here's what I'm talking about. The top one. Look what it says. Failure. What is it? False report record. That's what it is. And that cop's name is Alfred Perales. Perales. Hobbs, Hayden, Reese, Stout, Frosto, Walls, Ward, Farmer, Hill. See? And it just keeps going. It just keeps going. There's a whole bunch of them. Improper use, uh, neglect of duty, justified unfavorable criticism, improper use of taser, improper handle evidence property, failure to make report, failure to ID, false report, false record, illegal arrest. Jeffrey Brady, Officer Brady. See? Unnecessary force. They're all on here. That's how I find out the cops that arrest me. I'll look through there and I'll find their name. And if I don't find it, I'll request it. Because you can request any Texas cops this record, because it's not called a personnel file. They can keep a personnel file because it has them if they're on psych pills. They talk to the shrink. Do you have your complaint you could read to us? Yeah, I actually do. I have a couple of them. And look, see? And they have a cop that has sexual harassment, inappropriate comment, and then they have cops that have untruthful, unauthorized extra job, assault, bodily injury, family violence, theft by public servant, untruthfulness, intoxicated on duty, police pursuit. He violated the pursuit policy that they wanted to hide, illegal arrest. Officer Leary has 2 illegal arrests, false report record, police pursuit violation. He got 3 illegal arrests on his thing. Intoxicated off duty, untruthfulness, improper handling, evidence, property, false report record, unprofessional conduct. See? It's fucked up. And that's how you do it, Eric. You look up their shit, man. The resisting and interfering, that's how I found out about one of the cops, that he got a DWI from Carrollton Police Department. Yeah. He was off duty but in his car. I think it was in his car or a police car. I'm not 100% sure if he was in his personal vehicle or a police car. But I know he got pulled over. They gave him a DUI. He got arrested. He's still a police. So, that's what I'm saying. So, y'all be careful out there, man. And just investigate everything, dude. Like a complaint, like that's all you have to figure out. Like if they arrested you, if they arrested you and there's no crime, it's called official oppression. Right? And then you go to their general orders and it'll have a different word for official oppression. Right? And then you look up that general order and you tell them they violated the general order of blah blah blah. And then you just figure out, because all your police departments in Texas have to have general orders or policies and procedures. And that's the only way they'll get stung. Because if you leave it, oh, he beat me up or he shot me or he tased me, you're not going to get it like that. Complaining that they tased you or whatever, it's called excessive force. He used excessive force against me. Not he tased me or beat me up. He used excessive force against me. He used untruthfulness. He used a false report or record. Those are the things you have to say. Because other than that, they'll tell you we didn't find nothing wrong because you couldn't identify which policy they violated. And some internal affairs will talk you out of complaining because they'll tell you it's a complaint, which is not in their procedure of taking complaints. They can't tell you, hey, by the way, this isn't a complaint, because that's not the process. Their process is the person who's interviewing you. That's all it is. They're gathering all the information to pass it on to someone else so they can investigate it. So that's what I'm saying. So if he comes and tells you that's not a policy violation, he's violating the procedure to file a complaint with internal affairs. So that's what I'm saying. Everybody get sharp, because what is it? Metal sharpens metal. And that's what we got to be, sharp and hard like metal on the motherfuckers. Because they'll try to break you. make you quit, stop. So I'm done. This was my spiel, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to answer some of these questions and put this on the internet because it needs to be out there. These cases need to be out there, especially if you're in Texas and they charge you with resisting or interfering. These are the cases they're more likely going to use against you. So be careful. Always film the police, assert your rights. What else? Oh, and I have to end it with this. If you stand for anything, stand for each other. And keep me in your prayers, people. I need them. So thanks to everybody who was here. Everybody who's going to catch it later on that missed this live. I appreciate y'all for watching it, even if y'all missed it, for sharing it, spreading it, even if y'all have to edit out just these little parts that I was talking about case laws. Do it. So everyone have a good night. Stay up, stay sucker free, and stay tuned to the next one. Means I'll be out here. I ain't stopped. I'm just weighing. I'm just picking and choosing now because I have to be careful. Because one wrong arrest and I might not live. You know, it's a scary thing. Like I said, freedom is scary. You know, but I guess that's why some of us get picked for this. We were built for it. So everybody stay safe. Until next time, Manuel Mata out.